Hey guys, welcome to another midnight run on the Emmo Urban S, and this is actually an authentic midnight run. I do need to tell you guys that my other midnight runs were not actually done after midnight, but calling them the 11:30 run doesn't sound as cool as calling them midnight run. But this one is truly authentic. I waited till after midnight, and we're gonna go do a lap around Boulevard Lake, show you some of the sights in the dark, so come along. This is gonna be probably a pretty long video because it's gonna be unedited, so you can see this entire path system. So this goes around Boulevard Lake, which is actually a man-made lake. They basically dammed up part of the current river to create this lake, and they made a city park around it. It's kind of a nice spot. There's a nice trail system that goes around the lake. It's like a 5-kilometer loop. Show you guys tonight. We're gonna have some fun because it's a windy, twisty bit of trail. Got my Garmin on here so we can keep track of our stats, speed, etc. Midnight we got people out here walking, so yeah, there's probably going to be long spaces without any talking, so hope you're up for a long video. Go down a section that's unlit. It'll have probably the fastest downhill we'll have to deal with today, and it'll be unlit. Hey, that's part of the fun. Surprised how many people are out walking here. Darkness. We got our headlamp to light the way, because I'll show you, that is the bike light, just the light on the bike, and at these speeds that's not adequate for complete darkness. Okay, so this will probably be our fastest downhill that we'll deal with today. We hit 42.9 kilometers an hour. So now we're going to cross the Mighty Current River. You can hear the raging rapids. Almost missed the trail there. Lots lots of gravel on this section because of the rain. It hasn't been cleaned up. So we got a twisty windy uphill here. We'll come down this too, because this will be a fun downhill. But this isn't a hill climbing bike, so we've slowed down to 20 kilometers an hour to go up this. So far I've done 211 kilometers total on this bike. I think we'll say at 500 kilometers I'll do my review of this bike. A more complete review and my opinion of e-bikes, being that I am a motorcyclist, a very avid cyclist, and how e-bikes compare to both of those. Stop and show you rapids here. Here's the raging waters of the current river. Water levels are quite high because of all the rain that we've had. This right here, that's a fish ladder. So for spawning fish can get up here. Looks like it'd actually be fun to swim in too. Here we need to get a shot that we can use for our thumbnail. I don't know if this one's going to be the one I'm going to use, but I'm going to set up some bits of footage. And we're on our way. And it gets really narrow here. So initially this loop has, it's wide enough for two directions of traffic, but then you get to that part of the bridge and it's only allows for one-way traffic. So when you ride a bicycle around here, it's very annoying. You get held up there. So they were supposed to do a bunch of work on that dam, and part of it was to widen the walkway, but apparently they didn't get the proper permission from I don't know, whatever government ministries, environment ministries, because they would be disrupting the flow of the river and stuff like that. They didn't actually get the proper approval, so they had to cancel or delay the work they were going to do. So it's not going to be widened now for probably another year or so. But this bit of trail allows you to avoid that bridge, but it does adds length, which in my opinion is a good thing. But there's steep uphill and downhill to deal with that I guess a lot of walkers don't want to deal with. Fast corners. So we're actually looping around so that we can do that switchback climb that we came up. We can do it as a downhill, and then we'll have to go up a really short steep hill. Yeah, so I still haven't posted part 2 of my going grocery shopping on the electric scooter, because when I was going home and leaving the grocery store, I had turned the power on the GoPro, but I thought I had started filming, so I ended up doing a bunch of talking and going home, but there was no footage because the camera actually wasn't recording. So I thought, oh, maybe I should turn around and go back and redo it all, but I didn't want to do that. So I'm gonna have to do part 2 on another evening on my way home when I go grocery shopping. So we're gonna go down the switchbacks. really be careful for gravel because of all the rain that we got has created rivers of real raging torrents that carried a lot of dirt and gravel. Fun. Fun midnight run. Real midnight run. Ride actually started after midnight. Okay, so now we're gonna go up the steepest hill we'll have to deal with today. Interested to see if the bike slows down below 20 kilometers an hour. But we have well, it's gradual uphill here as we run into it, so we'll see what happens, how it slows down. Right now we're going 28k an hour up the gradual slope, and now we've hit the steep section and the bicycle is protesting. Wow, we slowed down to 15.6 kilometers an hour up that. This is not a hill climbing bike. So, yeah, after using this for a couple weeks, I have some needs, wants, and desires in my next e-bike. So this has like really, really soft initial acceleration, and my dealer seems to think that that's been programmed into the controller, basically to increase battery life, increase range. But in my opinion, like, that's part of the benefits of an electric motor, is the instant torque. I find it's kind of dangerous because you want to be able to quickly cross streets, quickly accelerate when you're dealing with traffic. I think that's a safety feature, being able to accelerate quickly, that you can't do with this bike. Oh, we got a cyclist here. On your left. Yeah, so my next e-bike, definitely going to research for something that accelerates quickly. And so there's a Canadian brand called Daymac, and again, they're based out of Toronto, same as Emmo. Looks like they're offering a programmable controller for their bikes. Be cool if I could buy it and use it on this one. But so you buy it, they'll install it, and then you, with an app with your smartphone, you can actually change the parameters of how your bike performs. So you can set it up to accelerate more quickly or accelerate slowly, which is really cool. Hopefully more of these e-bike companies will offer something like that. Okay, so now we're going to continue on and do the rest of the loop around Boulevard Lake. Have some fun doing it. Oh, but we gotta do some more screenshots or thumbnails. That make a nice thumbnail. That'll might make a decent thumbnail. And we're on our way again. Yeah, so I want an e-bike that climbs, that accelerates well, particularly from a stop. And I want an e-bike that climbs well. You know, you're limited to the whole 32k an hour, so unless you make theoretically illegal modifications. So those are the two things I'm interested in. And yes, you can buy bikes that advertise those things, but they're what I don't want. They're freaking heavy. Why isn't someone producing something that does those things, accelerates, climbs well, but still puts an emphasis on lightweight? The main reason for buying this one is the lack of weight, being light, and looking cool. It's a damn cool looking machine, if you can say that about e-scooters. Oh, you got a sweeping corner. And yeah, so I've been using that electric kick scooter a couple days. That thing is awesome. That thing is, again, it's a legitimate commuting tool. Certainly it requires more skill to ride than an e-bike does, but that thing can cover a lot of terrain. It's small enough and compact enough that you can bring it inside with you. But the whole problem is legalities of it. It's definitely using on the roads is illegal, using it on sidewalks, that sort of thing. They really need to look into the bylaws. More people should be using those. It's an awesome way to get around. Electric kick scooters kick ass, in my opinion, after just 2 or 3 days of owning one and using one. Another sharp corner. Ooh, ah. Make a nice spot for another thumbnail for my video. Guys, see the moon? Pretty sweet. Yeah, so since my rear brake light isn't working, I have some of my rear flashers for cycling, and there was these 2 notches in the rear license plate thing, and these snapped in there perfectly, so that's working out great. And we're off again. So far we've done 11.8 kilometers. Our average speed has been 30.3 kilometers an hour. Our maximum speed of 42.9. We've done 80 meters of vertical ascent. And it's not that warm out, so let's just check the temperature. It's 11.8 Celsius, so it's pretty cool out actually. Made sure to dress slightly warmer. So this little section leaves the path system, and then there's just the paved shoulder. It's not a perfect path system. Tried pedaling there again, like if we had a more difficult gear, harder gear, we could aid this bike, because like I had mentioned, the pedal placement on this is actually ergonomically, you could actually pedal this thing. Unlike most e-scooters where the pedal placement is not designed that way. It's there just to meet the legal parameters. All right, so another downhill. What goes down must go up, so another gradual up here, hill here, where speed is dropped to 23.7, and now we're accelerating again. We're still going uphill. Now I'm starting to get cold after I looked at that temperature. All right, we're almost done. Start heading home. Actually, the top of this hill will make a nice thumbnail. Maybe if I position it better. Go. Actually, this one will probably be the best thumbnail. What do you guys think? And we're off again. Deer. You guys see that deer? Oh dear, it was a deer. Okay, well that's the end of our midnight run tonight. Another one of my patented Living Life electric midnight runs. Thanks for watching. Bye.